thing between Harvey and Bruce. And Bruce, Batman, winds up thinking that Rachel's going to choose him. Alfred keeps this a secret from him. Burns that little paper and so forth. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if in Batman 3 the truth comes out? Bruce learns the truth. And wouldn't it be nice if the other part of our love triangle here, Mr. Dent, were around for the implications of that? What to do with Batman 3? There's so much to do. You start with Harvey Dent staying alive. As you know, let's say he's in Batman 2. When Gordon shows up, he has cops have made a perimeter. Get rid of the cops. No cops. There's no perimeter. When his wife calls him and says, "Show up at this place," his wife called him. It was his wife or two, whatever. His wife under duress of Two-Face type of thing. Calls him and says, "Come to this place. We've been kidnapped." And she's gonna freak out. And he says, "No cops. Don't bring any cops." Saying in a scared enough voice, Gordon might feel compelled to go along with that. Besides, Gordon's had a very long day at this point. This is at the end of all the other crap he's been dealing with the Joker. You could see how he'd make a bad decision with that. And his family's under threat and everything. Have him show up. Have Two-Face sort of taking them hostage. Explaining to Gordon what he's done, which can give us that 5 dead, 2 of them cops bit. He can mention what he's done, and he can mention it in terms of confusion. Give that edge to Two-Face, and then the dead killed them. Killed them. I'm not doing it quite right. I'm not acting it quite right. It's because I'm doing this on the fly, But what I'm trying to convey there is not the, villain explaining his plan. So he doesn't have a plan. He's marveling and sort of freaking out at what he has just done himself an hour ago. And he's explaining that almost in the sense of, could someone explain to me what I just did to myself? Or to other people, to myself, to what the craziness, madness. Two-Face really losing it. At least in Batman 2. It could be, this sort of jittery, sort of confusing. It could be like yelling in a moment and crying in a moment and then just get really, harsh sort of whisper in another moment. A sense of confusion about him. He doesn't know what he's doing fully. He's aware that he's going crazy. I'm perhaps belaboring that point. I don't know. Taking the family hostage. Batman shows up. Maybe he's been, Gordon called Batman, even though they didn't call any cops. Maybe, the Joker told Batman where this is all going to go down. How did the Joker know? Well, there's several things I'm going to tie in. But let's say Two-Face flips his coin to see who's guilty. Myself, he's not guilty. And then for Gordon or whatever, not guilty. And then flips the final one for Batman, guilty. And at the moment Batman, is seeing from another building, he's been racing towards him and so forth. He flies in or something. So he, throws a batarang at different directions. Two-Face hears it, goes that way, and points his gun. And Batman's coming from another direction. But as we've previously established, not in this video, but let's say within the movie at this point, you've already previously established that Two-Face has a button, a detonator, and there are bombs in the building. Those Joker barrel things that explode like craziness. And so he's been distracted, but he hits this thing which shoots off bombs, which is bad, and naturally he's arranged the bombs to split right down the middle of this building. So what I'm saying there is that Batman does make an intelligent entrance into this, but nevertheless screws up, because the bomb thing goes off, blows the thing, and Harvey is up on one side, and Batman and Gordon family is on the other side thing. This whole bit where the building is collapsing, and Two-Face can scream something at Batman, guilty, guilty, guilty. Um, and then Batman's gonna grab the family and grab it. That could be a nice scene. Everything's falling apart. And it's all collapsing. And then and then you have the family. They're safe. But they're like bleeding, and tells Gordon to call an ambulance or whatever. And then the whole scene about covering up for Two-Face's crimes he wouldn't be able to do, right there with his family is bleeding. We're not gonna have another conversation. But suppose we have him later in the hospital. Family's okay. They've only some superficial wounds, But they're all in the hospital anyway, just to be sure. Because this is like an hour later or something. And Gordon, let's say, finds like a note, if you can, meet me on the roof. There's a little bat symbol. And, somehow he just finds this note like lying around, like it's in its wallet somehow. It's Batman. There's always a way. And imagine him going up to the roof. I like the roof. I liked it because at the end of Batman 1, the final scene was on a roof. And they're going to the roof of the hospital. And again, the family's fine at this point, so maybe he has a couple minutes to talk. Talks to Batman. And the essential point of this scene is Batman says I tried to dig through the rubble to find Harvey. I didn't find him. Didn't look long, though. Because then he went to... Yeah. If Harvey's not in the top layer of rubble, he's got to be in the bottom layer of rubble, which means he would be dead. So, if you don't find him in the top layer, right, and he's got something else to do, something else being, he goes to see the Joker. To make fricking sure the Joker stays in fricking jail, right? He just escaped, like earlier in this movie. So, you don't need to worry about the Joker. He's locked down. I've seen to that myself. Something like that. What about Harvey? And then, and this too could work for if at the time of making Dark Knight you weren't sure you wanted it to be a trilogy. He could say, well, either Two-Face is dead in the bottom layer of rubble, which I haven't searched there yet, or he got away. There's a line to include. One of the things that Harvey says to Gordon and family when he has them hostage, he says, Harvey Dent is dead. I am Two-Face or something like that. And then they bring up, whether Harvey is dead or alive. I can imagine Gordon, this is him and Batman on the roof here, he says, Harvey Dent is dead. That's what he told me. Two-Face may still be alive. The way I'm phrasing it is perhaps a little cheesy. You could make this better. But the notion that they've lost Harvey. He's clearly gone crazy, and he's not like coming back to work or anything. And then the pinning it on Batman. That was an interesting possible plot point. Gordon, who knows Batman's innocent, but then he's obligated to arrest him, which he already was obligated, and I'd be more obligated. We need to establish a little bit better why someone would suspect Batman. As I posted up on a forum soon after I saw The Dark Knight, why didn't they just blame the Joker or one of the Joker's henchmen for everything that Harvey did? Like, sure. Or even just blame no one. Just be like, it was an unknown attacker. We don't know who it was. Somehow you need to work into the plot where it would be plausible to blame Batman specifically. Like Batman was at the scene somehow, or someone reported that they thought they saw Batman or something.